All right, are you guys ready? We are now going to start our project, which is going to be hyper targeted towards Amazon. So in my last video, I kind of described the overall high level idea of how I want to set up this project. But here we go. This is what's going to happen. We're going to have this ESP32. We're going to put free RTOS on it, which is an Amazon maintained open source library or software project, right, that they own. Then that is going to be sending data over to our Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi is going to have Java. It's going to be running Java, which we are going to be creating, and that's going to be processing the data. And we're going to then take that data and pipe it on over to Amazon's AWS. So we are now kicking off the project today. Now let's just get right into it. So I I saw an SD card, which was on my Raspberry Pi. So I saw that, where did it go? Let's see. Okay, so here's our SD card. I don't know what's on it. Uh-oh, no, wait, no, never mind. I was about to say, we've already been, what's the verb? Thwarted, right? I don't have scissors, and I was like, uh-oh. But nope, we're able to open it pretty easily. Okay, so I don't know if this SD card actually has the Raspbian operating system on it, but anyways, we have here, okay? So we have that. We'll see. We'll see if it has it. Well, if not, then we have to go get the imager and put the Raspbian OS uh, onto the SD card and then put that onto our Raspberry Pi. Let's just put it on, power it up, and see if it is. Okay. Okay. Come on. Come on. Am I the problem or is it the problem? Well, it wouldn't go in that way, obviously. So trying to get it in, but it's okay. I just needed to push a little bit harder. I'm always cautious with with this. I don't want to break anything. Okay, so we got that in. Now I also saw that we don't need a fan. We have the charger, so I don't think we need a heat sink right now, but that might be something we need in the future. We're not going to be doing anything too like compute intensive, especially today. We're just powering it up, seeing what we can do. Okay, awesome. So have the power supply. What is the output? It's 5 volts, 3.5 amps. Okay, whatever. So here we go. And so we're able to get the USB, although, so here's the thing. I actually don't have a display for this. Okay, so what I'm thinking is I have this here. Okay, so I was thinking plug this in here, and then with Ethernet, plug that uh, into my computer. Um, although, no, it'll work. Because this one is the same thing, but then I realized, wait, hold on, no. This one is going to be going into my computer like this, and then we're going to have an Ethernet, and this Ethernet is going to the Raspberry Pi. We're all good. We're all good. Okay, so let's continue with this. All right, come on. Here we are. Okay, now plug this in. All right, let's see if we get anything. Although, actually, I kind of want to plug I wanna get the Ethernet in first. So I have an Ethernet cable here. All right, let's. Haha. Okay, so plug the Ethernet in this way. There. This can go into my laptop, so I'll plug that in through here. There we go. That fits in my MacBook. Now, this one can go into this one's Ethernet. So let's just plug that in. There we go. All right. Now let's take the plug-in cable, the power charger, okay? And we are going to plug that into this one right there. Okay. So let's plug that in, and we'll probably see some signs of life. Let's come on. There we go. There, okay. That sounds a little bit better. So we have signs of life, and let's actually just go in. I don't know what we need to be pinging to be able to see this one. So let me put this down. Come on, please don't fall though. This is not a very stable configuration. Don't fall. Okay. Okay, so it's not falling. Let me go in. I have my terminal up, so let me make myself a little bit smaller. Oops. Come in here, get my terminal. Okay, and then let's just. I realized I don't know what the IP address of this is. So normally, like I would do like SSH, and then pi at, and then whatever the 192.16, whoops, 168.1 dot whatever, like 3, right? Then you come here and then you log in, but I don't know the IP address. Okay. So, is there a way for me to SSH into this without knowing the IP address, or to scan for the IP address? The other thing is, I don't even know if this is booting. I don't even know if there is an operating system on the Raspberry Pi. The reason that I don't know that is because, okay, yeah, I plugged the SD card in, but that doesn't mean that there was an operating system on that or on that Raspberry Pi, on that SD card. There we go. So I don't see any like heartbeat LED, which makes me a little bit dubious. I wish I would have actually brought some kind of monitor. I see HDMI 0 and HDMI 1, but I don't think I have any. Hold on. This might be what we're looking for. Okay. So I think this is what we are looking for. And I will need an actual computer monitor because my MacBook does not have the HDMI plug. So we're kind of dead in the water with that one. Although let me just see if we can operate it headless. I kind of want to just play around with it and see if I'm able to. If not, then we're going to have to actually go on to an actual. All we need is just a monitor, and then we can plug that in. We'll also need some kind of like keyboard or something to be able to do that. Let me see if it'll be fun. Okay. Let's. I'm just gonna ask Copilot and see if it has any suggestions on how we can do this. So if I have a Raspberry Pi and I am operating it headless, I only have my MacBook connected to the Pi, because there might just be some default IP address that it's on, and I can just ping that. Otherwise, well, we might have to set that up. Okay. I only have my MacBook connected to the Pi through the Ethernet port, but I don't know the Raspberry Pi's IP address, so I don't know the command to be able to SSH into the Pi. Okay, is there a way to find the address? Although it also might have this somewhere in the actual information. Let's see, does it? Okay, so here's the SD card. It says the pre-programmed 32 gigabyte micro SD card may appear as 1 gigabyte when inserted into a PC. As it is pre-partitioned, the remaining space can expand as desired. Okay, so it's not saying anything about specifically that it has the operating system even on it. Okay. Oh, well, okay, well, so we've already messed up a little bit. Okay, so it says read me first. Guess what I did not do? Read it first. Okay, so it says ensure that the micro HDMI cable to the main port marked HDMI 0, the port nearest the USB-C port. So that's that one. Okay. So ensure the Raspberry Pi compatible software is used if you're reprogramming the micro SD card with a different software, or use a different card. If you see blank rainbow or if you see a blank or rainbow splash, do not insert. So it says do not insert the micro SD card in the board until after the board has been fully assembled in the case. So I don't know why the case would matter. Does that matter? Hold on, I didn't even look at the case. What's going on with the case? I don't think it would matter. Unless it's like heat dissipation. That's the only thing that I can think of. No. Or ESD. That's the other thing. Yeah, I can't think of any reason why that would be necessary. But what was the other thing that happened here? So this one. But my computer doesn't even have. Okay. Pre-programmed memory that may appear. Or Mac. Do not use this card reader. So I think it. Hold on. Okay. Do not insert the micro SD card in the board until after the board has been fully assembled in the case. So, I mean, that doesn't matter. The case is not providing any necessary anything, I think. Watch the case installation video. Okay, I don't think I need that. Note that the board must be installed on the flat base beneath the two notches. Then it says do not insert the micro SD card in the USB card reader dongle connecting to the board. The Raspberry Pi cannot boot from the USB card reader plugged into the USB port. Okay, no, I think we're okay because I think that's referring to this one. So we might be okay. Otherwise, we're gonna have to go and read the actual instructions. Okay. Anyways, is there a way to find the address? Of the Raspberry Pi. Note, this is the first time I am using this Pi, so maybe there are default addresses. Okay. Also, I don't even know if there is an operating system which is on the SD card. Okay. Okay. So no monitor, no keyboard, just your Mac connected to the Pi. Yeah. So number one, check the SD card has an OS. If you're not sure the SD card has an operating system, remove the SD card from the Raspberry Pi, insert it into my Mac using an SD card reader. I think that's what this this guy does, but you know, we don't even have that because my MacBook has only the USB Type-C, so it's like, oops. All right, anyways, if it mounts, you'll see files like the bin config, okay, or a folder named boot. It's likely a Raspberry Pi OS or similar. If it's blank or unreadable, you'll need the Raspberry Pi imager. So, okay. Enabling SSH. If installing OS, if you're flashing the OS, after writing the OS to the SD card, creating a blank file, okay, connect the Pi, so power up, your Mac should assign the Pi an IP address. If internet sharing is enabled. Okay, so find the Pi's IP address. So it's saying that my MacBook should be operating as the DHC P like device, which auto assigns an IP address to the device when the device, being the Raspberry Pi, connects to the Mac. Okay, here are a few ways to discover it. So I can just do ARP. Let's go back to my terminal. Let's just do that. So ARP and then A. Let's see what's going on here. I'm not seeing anything. What's this? So I'm not seeing anything. Okay, we can just copy and paste that into there. Try bonjour. We can try this one. Let's try it. I don't know. Okay, so SSH and then pi at Raspberry Pi dot local. Let's see if that works. Okay, so that doesn't seem like it's working. Let me copy and paste that into there, see if it recognizes anything which might be useful. You're connected via Ethernet 0, so it's looking. Is it this one? Incomplete. Okay. Several IP addresses are listed, but many show incomplete, meaning my Mac hasn't resolved their Mac address yet. A few entries do have Mac addresses. Okay, potential candidates from my Raspberry Pi. You can check the Mac prefixes. Okay, which ones do you think might be the Pi? Okay, we'll just ask that, and okay, so yeah, this one, normally the one is on the, uh, is like my DHCP server. So I'm not gonna do that one. I'm gonna try this one. So I'm gonna Control C out of this. Come on. There we go. So I'm gonna try SSH pi at 10.0.0.28. Refused. Okay, so let's try the other one. 251. I don't know. 251. Okay. Port 22. Connection refused. Alright, so this probably means that I am not lucky and I need to go and connect it to the... I didn't want to do that. Just because I'm lazy. Okay, I'll be right back. So, good news is I was able to go hook up the Raspberry Pi to the monitor, which is in that room. I have a monitor, I have a keyboard, I have a mouse. I just did it's a lot of setup. So, went set everything up and it is now installing the operating system onto the Raspberry Pi. I was able to connect it up to the internet. So, it's doing its thing. It said that it's going to take a little bit of time, so I'm going to let it do its thing, let it download, let it get all configured, and then we can start developing more. We should be able, once it has the operating system, we should be able to just take a note of what the IP address is, make sure that SSH is enabled, make sure that we have all of our settings enabled correctly, and then just use the Ethernet to SSH into it and develop it headless. And then I can write the code here on my MacBook and then just like win SCP in and send the files over onto the Raspberry Pi. We'll figure out a good process, right? We're still in the early stages of this, but yeah, once it does that, I think we'll be pretty good. So Plus, also, I put it in the little case. I was like, okay, I should probably just put it in the case. And I tried multiple different configurations in the case, and then I was like, wait, hold on. Okay, I think I see what's going on. I should have read the instructions, right? But I guess I didn't. Okay. I think that was actually one of the questions on the when I did the Amazon online assessment, a few weeks ago, and I think that was one of the questions was like, do you rush into things, or do you read the manual? And okay, apparently I rush into things. But it depends. It depends. If it's something that I know that I don't know, okay, then yeah, it's time to read the manual. If I already think that I know how to do it, I'm like, oh, well, let's get going. I don't need to reread something that I already know, but I thought I knew it. I thought I knew it. But yeah, it kind of makes sense. Fine, I need to. I need to select which operating system I had or I want to run. I guess it doesn't come pre-installed with the operating system on it. So there we go. Anyways, all right. I will come back once we get the operating system up and running. All right, so here I have my Raspberry Pi, and I was able to get it successfully booted up on the setup that I have with the actual monitor, the keyboard, all of that. I was able to install the operating system, and then I was able to SSH into it from my MacBook here. But I did all of that over there. So now I'm going to try setting it up here in a headless environment. We'll see if it works. Just make sure that it does. And then once we see that, yes, it is booted, yes, we are able to get into it, we're going to call it a success for today and then move on to continuing the project tomorrow. So let's get this all situated. So do I want to, let's just plug it in. Hold on a second. Let me do that. My desk is an absolute mess right now because I opened everything up. So I'm going to put it right there. Okay, there we go. All right, so we got that. And the other thing that I was kind of noticing is the Raspberry Pi. I didn't think that I needed to put. Okay. Anyways, I didn't think that I needed to put the heat sinks on it, um, because I didn't think I was going to be doing too much processing on it. And after feeling the case, it is a little bit hot, so maybe I actually do need to put these on. So let's just see if we can actually get this right now. So let me get this in, and we will try to SSH into it. So I can make myself a little bit smaller. Here we go. Okay, so let's just try it again. So we have SSH, and I named it Pi, and then here is the address right there. So 10.0.0.37. So let's see. Password, all right. That is exactly what I was hoping to see, and we're in. Okay, it booted. So I can do like ls, and then from here, we can develop whatever we need. So that's all I wanted to do was get it to the state that yes, I can boot it. Yes, it has an operating system on it. Yes, I'm able to SSH into it. I'm able to put files on it. Okay, once we get to this point, now it's good. Now we're good. So awesome. One other little experiment that I do want to do is ping google.com. Are we able to? And it's connected to the internet. Amazing, amazing. Okay. I don't want to. Can I do? Is that gonna? Okay, good. If you do Command or Control C, I was like, does it kick me out of the SSH session or does it just kick me out of this? Okay, cool. So Zero packet. Oh, awesome. We have connectivity. We're able to get to the internet. It's able to go and communicate with our internet here. We have access to the outside world. Amazing. Okay, cool. So I feel like we are off to a good start, and yeah, tomorrow we are going to keep on going, keep moving forward on this project. And thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, subscribe. I would love to have you along for this journey. And yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy. My name is Timothy Lee Grant. See you guys tomorrow.